Here in Missouri, the GOP supermajority continues to show just how radical they have actually gotten. The Missouri House just passed their version of a crime bill, which includes a reaffirmation of their support for kids of any age carrying guns in any public space in the state of Missouri, which is insane. And we've already done a video on that. So I want to talk about the other insidious aspect of this bill. See, there is an ongoing effort by the Missouri GOP to remove the ability for folks in democratically run cities to have any control over their own government. So the state already controls the police department for the city of Kansas City, meaning that the local population there has almost no oversight over the group that is policing them. They're trying to do the same thing now to the city of St. Louis. If you care about self-governance, if you care about local control, if you care about oversight of a police department, then this should be pretty shocking. Not to mention the fact that the data shows that there's no real positive impact from state control of these police departments in the past. But this crime bill goes one step further. It specifically targets the democratically elected prosecutor in those cities. The GOP already admitted that they were writing this bill to target the city of St. Louis specifically. And it allows the governor to appoint a special prosecutor who will instead prosecute crimes in that city, as opposed to the person the people voted for to do that there. And let me just remind you, this prosecutor has to face re-election campaigns. So if the voters think they're not doing a good enough job, they can vote them out. But the Missouri GOP says they don't believe the citizens in the city of St. Louis or Kansas City deserve that right. And now I'm going to show you something that might make you a little frustrated. See, on the House floor, Representative Kevin Windham decided to point out the fact that these communities who are targeted to lose their autonomy are heavily African American. And he noticed a correlation between the efforts here in Missouri and efforts in other states. So let's see what happens.
I read an article and I had to rub my eyes. It was a little early. And I kind of couldn't believe what I was reading. It felt like what I lived through the day prior. So, from Mississippi Today. Only in Mississippi, white representatives vote to create white-appointed court system for blackest city in America. A white supermajority of the Mississippi House voted after an intense 4-hour-plus debate to create a separate court system and an expanded police force within the city of Jackson, the blackest city in America, that will be appointed completely by white state officials. If House Bill 1020 becomes law later this session, the white Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court would appoint 2 judges to oversee a new district within the city, one that includes all of the city's majority white neighborhoods, among other areas. The white state attorney general would appoint 4 prosecutors, a court clerk, and 4 public defenders for the new district. The white state public safety commissioner would oversee an expanded Capitol Police Force, run currently by a white chief. The appointments by state officials would occur in lieu of judges and prosecutors being elected by the local residents of Jackson and Hinds County, as is the case in every other municipality and county in the state. Mississippi's capital city is 80% black and home to a higher percentage of black residents than any other major American city. Mississippi's legislature is thoroughly controlled by white Republicans who have redrawn districts.
Gentlemen, please state your point of order.
The gentleman is talking about Mississippi issues, and we were talking about House Bill 301 that's here in Missouri. If he could please stay on topic, I'd appreciate it.
Mississippi's legislature is thoroughly controlled by white Republicans who have redrawn districts over the past 30 years to ensure that they can pass any bill without a single Democratic vote. Every legislative Republican is white, and most Democrats are black. After thorough and passionate dissent from black members of the House, the bill passed 76 to 38 Tuesday. Only in Mississippi will we have a bill like this, where we say solving the problem requires removing the vote from black people. Rep. Ed Blackman, a Democrat from Kansas, said while pleading this case with colleagues to oppose the measure. For most of the debate, Jackson Mayor Chokwe Lumumba, who has been publicly chided by the white Republicans who lead the legislation, looked down on the House chamber from the gallery. Lumumba accused the legislature earlier this year of practicing plantation politics in terms of its treatment of Jackson. And of the bill that passed Tuesday, he said, "It reminds me of apartheid." Public Safety Commissioner.
Gentlemen, please state your point of order.
We're not staying on the topic.
Gentlemen, your last discussion for the couple of minutes is concerned issues outside of the state of Missouri, not concerning the bill at hand. The point of order is well taken. Further discussion on House Committee Substitute House Bill 301. State.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My point of order is that there was no discussion on the point of order.
Gentlemen, pursuant to Rule 84, I'm the ultimate trier of fact. There doesn't need to be discussion. I took the point of order as well taken. Your time speaking today has expired.
Thank you,
on that
Mr.
underlying
Ultimate
bill.
Trier of Fact.
They silenced him. And I can tell you, I watch a lot of these debates on the House floor. They do not generally use the rules in this way. First of all, he made it very clear at the front of his speech that he was drawing a correlation between what's happening in Missouri and what's happening in Mississippi. Secondarily, reps are given the latitude all the time to talk about things happening in other states that might provide a lesson for bills that they are considering now in this state. I mean, of course, that's an important aspect to know when you're considering a bill. So they silenced him using House rules, which they are allowed to do because they are the arbiters of those House rules, considering the supermajority that they have. They silenced him because they didn't want to hear from black voices on this. They didn't want to hear dissent on this. In fact, there were several other black reps standing and wanting to speak, but they immediately ended debate. So I wanted to show this to you, and this is a longer video, but I wanted to show all of this to the folks here because are you proud of your Missouri government? Does this make you proud? Does this concern you at all? Because I think the point that Kevin was making is that if you look at what's happening in other states and you look at history, this should be very concerning.